Go for it.
Oh, sorry, I didn't see the live. It was covered up in
fine.
Welcome back to the First of the Worst podcast. I'm Brendan Murphy with my co-host,
Steve Arendas.
Let's do that again. That's not how we usually do it. It came off as really weird.
Okay, that's fine.
Welcome back to the First of the Worst podcast. I'm Brendan Murphy.
And I'm Steve Arendas.
How are you tonight, Steve?
Doing all right. It's a little nice. It's a nice day out.
It is. One of those days where, since my life situation has changed such that I don't necessarily have to get up at 8 o'clock in the morning, so I didn't see the sun until noon today, and I went outside and was pleasantly surprised. I was wearing sweatpants and a fleece, and I did not need to be.
Not at all.
Then also, when you're wearing that kind of garb, though, people realize that you've not yet been outside all day, and they're like, that guy must be a terrible piece of shit. And I'm like, I am, but not for that reason.
Yeah, it's one of those days where early in the morning it was cold, and then by the time I got outside it was hot, and I'm wearing a jacket and just sweating, but I can't complain about that. It's about time we had good weather.
Absolutely.
Speaking of weather, this week we're going to talk about things that have nothing to do with being outside.
Yeah, I mean, I think the elements are always part of this broadcast because I just sit and look out a window while I do it, and look at a very nice view, and I think that makes me want to be out. I don't know what happens, but it makes me want to go to there because there's lots of boats and like women and parties, and basically I have to look out at my window at a Lil Wayne video every day in the summer, except there's no black people. So I guess it's more like a Macklemore video.
Yeah, more yacht rock.
More yacht rock, yeah.
So this week we're going to talk about social networks, which not the best, because the best social network is what? Probably a bar.
Yeah, the best social network is a face-to-face conversation. For us, it's a bar because we're alcoholics. But for normal people,
it's the real world is the best social network.
Although you could make a point that a bar is not a great social network. I had a physical with my doctor. I'm just apparently we're never getting the list today. I had a physical where my doctor asked me how many nights a week I drank more than 4 drinks.
Did you lie?
No, but I should have. I said, seriously? And she goes, yeah, be honest with me. And I go, 5. And she started laughing. And she goes, that's bad, right? She went to medical school. And that was her diagnosis. That's bad, right? I know that.
That's better than when they just like tell you you're an alcoholic.
Yeah, and like that might have been like an aggressive week. 5 is probably a pretty aggressive number.
I couldn't do that because I couldn't handle my mornings if I did that.
Less of an issue for me lately. Anyway, so social networks.
Yeah, all kinds of weird ones out there apparently. That's kind of just. I swear I'm on a train every morning. I just assume everybody's just playing on some social network all day on their phones and having fake life interactions with people on the internet. It's pretty awesome.
The thing about social networks is the people that you read about most are never the most important people in your life. They're just the most active posters on said social network.
For sure. Absolutely.
And oftentimes they're ancillary or irrelevant to your existence.
Oh, so many hate follows.
Yeah, and also it's clearly just a bragging mechanism.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get into some of the bragging here.
Yeah.
Before we get started here, though, I did not run this by you. This is one of my favorite things to do, is not run things by you.
We plan a lot.
I have a little quiz for you. So I was doing a lot of research on social networks and different ones, and there's a lot of weird shit out there. So I'm gonna.
This was one of the great Wikipedia lists.
Also, there was a lot that weren't on that list. I don't know if you noticed that.
There was one I thought of that wasn't on that list. Maybe 2. I can't decide if we'll talk. We'll get into it a little later.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna throw a few out here. I want you the name of them, and I want you to guess what they are. Some of them are weird. Some of them just have a weird name. So I'll throw that out there for you. The first one is Juggalo Book.
Clown social network.
Yeah, Insane Clown Posse fan social network.
Oh, okay. Well, that is not what I was going for, but I did know the Juggalos were. I had that association, but it. Yeah. Okay. Those are the worst. Those are the worst people on earth.
Pretty
Jezebel
much,
sent
yes.
a rider. Maybe not Jezebel, because I don't know if we'd want to send a woman into the den like that. But
They did
one
send a
of the
woman.
Gawker sites.
It was a woman for sure.
They
but I don't
did
know
send a
who.
woman. Okay.
Yeah, it was crazy.
That's terrifying to the Juggalo Lollapalooza thing.
Which is like in Southern Illinois, weirdly.
Yeah, it's like a festival of like hand jobs and Mountain Dew.
Faygo
That's like
is
the
what
common
they drink.
themes I took away. Faygo. God, my facts are so far off right now.
Come on,
Because that's
get your Juggalo facts straight.
you know what that is? That's a Detroit drink, and they're like a Detroit. They're one of Detroit's many musical gifts of this generation, joining Kid Rock and Eminem.
I'll take Kid Rock over all the above. That's a fact. Here's my next one. Cucumber Town.
It's a foodie one.
Oh, you knew that?
I was reading these like an hour ago, so if it was
Okay.
on the Wikipedia, I probably know it.
So the next one you'll probably know, which is Elf Town.
Oh, I must have kind of skipped over that one. I'm gonna guess it's for short people, little people.
No, it's for sci-fi fantasy people.
Okay, I did see that one, and I almost like made a note of it because I was like, oh, well, that might include Game of Thrones, which Steve and I like.
we should just get in on Elf Town.
Yeah.
All right.
But I mean, nothing is better than a wiki of Fire and Ice.
Oh, it's so deep and nerdy.
It's better than Wikipedia.
Yeah, it's amazing. And if you've never read the books and only watch a show, never go to it. Just go to the wiki of Game of Thrones.
Yes, that's a very important distinction. What is the illustrations they have of the characters?
They're hilarious. They're like fan fiction, basically. Like fans just drew them.
Yep.
All right. The next one is Brony Squared.
I'm gonna say wrestling.
No. So this apparently you don't know what Brony is. It's a social networking site for men who are into My Little Pony.
I did not know that. But I mean, at what point are these just message boards?
I don't know. This one has pages like Facebook though.
Okay.
Apparently. And the next one is called Couple.
Swingers.
That's what I would have guessed too, except it's a social network that lets you connect with one other person.
It's a dating site?
Nope. You just join a social network of two people.
But it could be any person.
Yeah, but you could pick any person too. Basically, it's texting, I think. And they're calling it a social network. Anyway, that's dumb. Those are the five of the more random ones I found.
Yeah, there's. You know what? A couple that didn't make my list. One that I definitely wanted to bring up because they must advertise on porn and sports sites all the time because I see their pop-ups all the time, and I only go to a few types of content. Classmates.com.
Oh, I was gonna bring that one up too. I was gonna say is probably the first social network I ever heard of.
Okay, but it just got totally usurped by Facebook because Facebook is classmates.com.
I mean, I never went to classmates.com, but I remember like being on like Napster and shit in like college and seeing ads for classmates.com.
Yeah, I've seen ads for that for years, and I was just like, I didn't realize it predated Facebook. Now it makes some sense that it exists.
Yeah, at first it was just like to meet your old classmates, or you do it all through Facebook now.
Yeah.
All right, let's just get into the list. What's your number 10?
Okay, so we always have ways that we
Wedge in weird
kind
ones.
of interpret the list.
Yeah. How did you interpret it?
Wedge in weird ones. For the most part, I went with ones that I use or I could see a useful, mostly that I use. But this one I actually don't. But
I went all, I guess, current too. I guess there's old ones, but I figured I didn't ever use any of the old ones that didn't make my list. So anything on here I've either used or I'm very familiar with.
Okay. So the whole the entire spiel I just gave you does not at all apply to the one I'm saying number 10, which is great. This is one that I think that maybe if I moved to a city on my own, no, there's still no chance I would use this. But I do know that a lot of people come to comedy shows based on like groups they meet on this site.
Okay.
And they're not comedians, so it's always awesome when non-comedians are at the shows because they actually want to laugh. So for that, I'm indebted to meetup.com.
Meetup.com. I don't even really know that one.
Oh, Meetup. I don't know if there's a .com with it.
Whatever. Is it meet.up or something like that? With like a custom URL?
No, I think it's just Meetup.
And what is it? Just like to organize group outings?
So it organizes group outings. Like if you don't know someone, it's not a terrible idea. If you don't know someone, you all go to the same place and you meet up. It's not like a date.
It's like a social, it's like dating site for like groups of friends that don't know each other. Kind of.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think I'd ever do it, but it's not the worst idea in the world.
No, it's not. It's not.
And it has a place outside of Facebook, so it's not like a horrible product.
And if I had known about it and what it was, I would probably had ranked it above my number 10. Which my number 10 is it's a very useful site and a lot of people and everybody is on it. But there's nothing less fun than using LinkedIn.
It's super functional, but yeah, it's terrible.
It's terrible, and it's only terrible because of like it's like work based. When you're on LinkedIn, it's basically work. Right? Like that's why it's terrible. Not because of like how it works. But there are terrible people on it, and people who like post posts on LinkedIn, like I kind of don't want to be friends with you.
Well, you are like an HR recruiter, otherwise stop it.
Yeah, if you're an HR recruiter, it's your job, right? Like, but if you're just a person who's like, look at this sweet article I found about business, let's share it on LinkedIn.
Yeah, go away. It's like a big thing for like people who want to work in the startup world.
Yeah.
And I want to work in the startup world because I like money, but I don't want to be around that just disproportionate quotient of douchey people.
Very self-important.
Yeah, LinkedIn. Every social network, self-importance is a theme.
Oh yeah, for sure. LinkedIn. The people who really love LinkedIn and like to make posts on LinkedIn are, well, at least for guys that love to wear blazers without a tie underneath.
What's wrong with that?
I mean, it's the douchiest possible look.
You know what? I don't agree. I mean, I never did it when we were colleagues. I don't think. But like, all right, so when I'm doing a real show, what am I supposed to wear?
I don't know. Who are you, Jerry Seinfeld? Who was the last comedian that wore a blazer without a tie underneath?
I saw Patton Oswalt do it. I mean, not that I ever want to look like Patton Oswalt.
Yeah, that's who you should be taking your fashion advice from. Just dress like yourself.
I guess, yeah. I mean, it's not the New York Friars Club, so I can leave the black tie at home. Did you notice that?
So, like, blazer without tie underneath is like the new suit.
Are you saying with jeans or with slacks?
Either way, it's just like the new like generic businessman outfit. I would rather go full suit and tie now than blazer. No. With blazer, slacks, or jeans.
I don't disagree. At our corporate holiday party, I wore that ensemble, as did a lot of people, actually.
The blazer? Your blazer was nice. Hey, there's nice blazers out there.
It's a linen blazer.
And there's a time and a place for it, I think.
Southern California.
Yeah, but when the guys who do it like every day, come on, go to a bar like that, you just look like an asshole.
Yeah, I had a big blazer phase around 2007. I was rocking a lot of blazers. I had a Volvo. I had elbow patches. Even though I didn't talk very professorial.
You're just a blazing idiot.
I lived on the East Coast.
Oh, it's totally East Coast. Probably blazer and like you gotta wear fancy shoes all the time. I feel like guys
I used to
wear dress shoes all the time.
And they don't wear shorts.
Ever. No shorts, dress
like
shoes
Manhattan,
all the time.
Men don't wear shorts.
No. It's because everybody in Manhattan's 5'7".
Well, it's just because they're too uptight. One of the best things about being a man is that we get to be casual.
So you've been to New York a lot. You're a tall guy.
Yeah.
Do you feel like a goddamn giant when you're there?
I had never noticed that.
Oh, it's such a short city. Everywhere I go, I just felt like a giant. Maybe because you're already pretty tall. So you don't
So
notice.
you think I already feel like a giant?
No, just like you're used to being like walking into like a bar and being able to like see
And
kind of
potentially be
over,
the tallest person there.
yeah, and like kind of being able to see over most people's heads. Like I'm not like short by any means, but I'm a few inches shorter than you. I'm NBA 6.
I would say you're like about average Chicago height almost. Is that?
I don't think I actually think
You
I'm
think you're
taller than
above?
average. I think there's no way like 6'1" ish is average height in Chicago. But I always
right.
say I'm average height. But
Probably
people-
closer to like 5'11".
Yeah, it's actually probably something crazy like 5'9" or 5'10", but we just think it because we're both taller. But like I remember going to New York City and everywhere I went, I just felt like a giant. Every time I've been anywhere there. Maybe I just go to short guy bars though. All right, on to the next one here.
As this list plods along.
To number 9. When number 9 here, this is like kind of not. I kind of cheated. This is my cheat one, where I just kind of. It's a type of app, type of social network, and I call it check-in apps. So this is like Foursquare, or for like checking into places, which has really no other function, or like Untapped, which is where guys just like check into beers they drink, or like
Oh God, I hate that.
people just check into movies they watch. I don't get it. I have an Untapped account because I just wanted to see if there was like people on there and like I could see what beers I would want to drink. But then I'm like, no, this is stupid. After like one day,
And then you get like awards,
Badges.
like the most IPAs.
Yeah,
You get to be like the mayor of IPAville.
yeah, stuff like that. But I was like, this is dumb because I put one check-in in, but then I'm never gonna check it again in the middle of a night of drinking. That's not gonna happen.
Yeah,
So what's the
anything.
point?
If you do social media when you're amongst your friends, you need new friends, or they need to get rid of you.
It's true.
Like,
Totally.
enjoy the time with the people you want to be with.
Yeah. Though there's tons of people who will, on one of these later ones, it has more to do with pictures, that do it all the time when they're with their friends. So what's your number 9?
It's a little different with the pictures, I guess, but because it's celebrating your friends, kind of. But we'll get to that. My number 9 is the first social network I ever joined. I don't even remember what it did when I joined it. It was after what I like to call the Summer of Murph, where I was a summer camp counselor, and like I had all these friends from all over, and there was a site called Friendster,
Friendster!
and like it was like somewhere like you could, so like people were from like England and Canada and New Zealand, and there was like a good way to communicate with them, or I thought it was. I don't know if that I ever actually did anything on it, but I was registered to Friendster at one point.
Gotcha. I never used Friendster. Was it just like pre-Facebook?
It was like a
pre-MySpace,
you had a
pre-Facebook?
profile.
Yeah, it was kind of like the original of that, I feel like, of like profile and like linking friends. But it never really took off big, I don't think.
No, but even when you watch the movie The Social Network, they mention Friendster
Yeah.
as like something that has mirroring features.
Because Facebook originally was just
To
for college
Facebook.
kids. That was like the
Yeah, to
difference.
Facebook when it came out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, Friendster. I never used it.
So
I
that's
knew
my
of
number
it.
9.
Yeah, it was like pre-MySpace.
It was. Which great brings us to our number 8. I never used this, but it has always made for a great punchline. You and I both also know a guy who met his wife on this website, and it's a really cool dude who you would never think did.
Who?
I won't out. I don't feel like outing him on the air, though. He'd be pretty cool
tell
about
me
it.
afterwards.
But MySpace, it just makes me think of like pedophile jokes. And I'm so glad I never had a page because like apparently they're very hard to take down.
Yeah, I never had one. My wife had one. I wonder if it's still up there somewhere.
It's probably still up with like a Ray LaMontagne song playing. Takes
Yeah.
forever to load.
They probably won't take forever to load anymore though, because the internet's so much better. And they've nobody's updated them with like harder to load stuff since then. It's like really got like didn't Justin Timberlake blow a lot of money on MySpace?
I know Fox Digital did.
And then they lost
acquired
a shit ton of
300
money.
million.
Yeah, and then now Timberlake's involved, and they're probably not making any money. I love when like celebs think they can just like attach their name to something to make it work.
Yeah, it doesn't work unless your name is Jay-Z, though.
Well, it still hasn't totally worked yet. We'll see.
Well, I mean, other things have.
Yeah. All right, so then I'm on number 8.
You are.
All right, number 8 is super popular social network. I've never used it. Ladies love it. I know Murph has a page. It's Pinterest.
You know,
I don't really.
I don't know. It didn't make my. I guess it goes against my whole. It did make my list, which goes against my whole spiel before we started. But its functionality kind of sucks.
Do you just like copy pictures off the internet onto your page? That's like it.
I don't really have a page. I really only did it for one of our podcasts, and I don't think I've been back since.
All I know is whenever I go on my wife's computer, which I'm on right now, there's always like little thing when you put your thing over a picture. There's always like a little Pinterest logo, and I can like pin it to something. I should just start pinning things onto her Pinterest when I'm on her computer.
Yeah, be like, I pinned Steph Curry.
She hates Steph Curry too.
Because she hates his daughter for ruining the presser?
No. She's not a member of the sports media. She's not.
Also known as White Men Kill Fun.
No, she hates Steph Curry because of how he single-handedly demolished Wisconsin in the NCAA tournament one year.
Oh, that's a good reason. I mean,
yeah, she has like a real reason at least.
Kind of.
It's different than my reason that he's ruined my name, and now whenever I go anywhere and show somebody my ID, they think my name's Stefan, not Steven.
Well, that's a good reason too. Different reasons, but good reasons.
Yeah, we're united on our hatred for Steph Curry, who's like one of the most likable players in the league.
And one hell of a fun guy to watch play.
He really is. All right. So then I'll go to my number 7. This is another one. This is my I don't get these 8 and 7. It's Tumblr, and we have a Tumblr page. I don't get it.
I didn't put it on there because I don't understand how to use it. When I did that the one blog entry that's been on our blog space page or whatever the hell it's called, the Google blog feature thing.
Blogger.
I tried to do that as a Tumblr first, and it was worthless.
Tumblr is like a blog, but shittier.
I don't get it at all. I feel old for not understanding it. Isn't it kind of just for memes or memes?
I go meme. And I believe that's but now like I don't know, that all comes from Reddit. The whole internet comes from Reddit now, right? All the funny memes and all the worst parts of the internet all come from Reddit.
I just realized I didn't put Reddit on my list. Does that count? I mean, is that
I don't think Reddit's a social network.
It's a message board.
It's like some terrible gathering place for terrible people.
It is. Like, you're hardcore into the internet if you spend a lot of time on Reddit. And I spend a lot of time on the internet. And I don't even go to Reddit that much.
So, I just don't get Tumblr, but it's out there. Every once in a while, I'll see somebody will link something on like some other site to a Tumblr, and I'll look through it, and sometimes it's funny, sometimes it's stupid. But I don't really get how you get from one to the other, so I don't really get the social network part of it. What's your number 7?
My number 7 is... Oh, this is one that we might be using now. I don't understand the scope of it. Google Plus?
Oh, yeah, Google Plus. I think we're technically using it right now.
Which is kind of the reason I did that, just to point out that we're using it right now, because I think it's kind of shitty.
It's just like Google tried to get into the Facebook game way late. Except they have the only thing good about it is that there's actually a lot of like functionality to it.
I mean, if Google Plus is like G-chatting on your phone and things like that, that's pretty good.
It's all like looped in together into one giant thing now, like Hangouts, Google Plus, all that shit. Yeah. But so they tried to kill Facebook with it, but that just wasn't going to happen.
No, the Google move is when someone turns down your bid. It's like Hooli on Silicon Valley.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
When someone turns down your bid, you just try to crush them with the same exact product that they have, basically.
Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
I mean, sometimes the product just wasn't that great, like Groupon.
Have they made money yet?
Oh, well, they figured out how to say they do.
That's different than making it.
Doesn't mean they do. Yeah.
They're still rolling, though.
And my number 6, this is a really useful one for like musicians, We actually also might have a page on here. It's good for like concert bootlegs and things like that. So I use it, and it's like pretty simplistic, and that's SoundCloud.
SoundCloud, yeah, we don't, because we host on Libsyn, not SoundCloud.
That's
Um,
right.
but SoundCloud, I don't know, is it a social network or is it just like a place to listen to music?
I mean, you can like friend people and follow
Okay,
people.
then it's the social network, right? I just view it as a place to like get like mixtapes.
You're right. It is kind of just a content repository.
Oh yeah,
so maybe
I think you could share it with friends. Though you can share your music. I always see when you like go to listen to it, there's like comments like on the music, right? Like there's like on the bottom of it, there's comments. It's usually just like some guy like texting 8 flame emojis and being like fire beat.
We'd probably go to different SoundCloud pages. That would be my guess.
Yeah. So I'm on number 6.
Yeah.
This is one that came out, and then Instagram kind of copied part of it, but it's really just become a hot spot for these days for sports highlights, and it's Vine.
Vine is great. That was total oversight by me.
Yeah, that one Vine wasn't on that big list on Wikipedia, but Vine's a social network. It's the 6-second clips that just play forever, right? At first, it was just like people trying to be hilarious for 6 seconds, which is not really that funny. But yeah, it's you can just share videos for 6 seconds. That's what it is. They loop forever. They'll play forever.
My favorite collection of Vines was last summer when ESPN had hired Hannibal Buress to do like kind of an offbeat thing at Game 6 of the Spurs Heat, but the Heat lost in 5, and he just went to Miami and did it anyway and was like, this town is so impacted by this devastating loss, and it was very clear no one gave a shit. And like I had seen Hannibal Buress before that, and I liked him before that, but that made me love him.
Yeah, I loved him. I didn't know who he was. And then like years ago, I went to he opened for like Aziz on a stand-up thing, and he was just hilarious. That's kind of how I stumbled into him.
I mean, he's huge now. He's in the Angry Birds movie. That's probably a pretty huge payday. I mean, a voice, which is just a dream.
Speaking of huge comedians, Amy Schumer is doing a gig like a block and a half from me today.
She's done 3 gigs in 3 nights. There were the secret shows at Laugh Factory, which is like a block and a half from me.
She's at like Constellation or something.
Yeah, she's playing with like a cellist or something.
Yeah, something weird.
But that's awesome, by the way, that she just like shows up in town and is like, okay, I'm here. I'll do shows if there's places to do shows.
Like last second, she just does whatever she wants. She probably confiscates people's cell phones and stuff at these small ones. It's so stupid shit.
So Vine is good. Yeah. And so is Amy Schumer and Hannibal Buress. We like funny people. They're both of whom have a standing invite to be the first guest on First of the Worst. Is that a fair assessment?
I mean, I can just go over there and bring my mic over right now. See if Schumer's got a second. So we'll go to my number 5, and this is a brand new one, which I have on my phone. I've never used it. Well, I've never, I guess, posted on it, but I've watched things on it, and it's Periscope.
Don't know it. I'm not cool.
Okay, so what Periscope is? Well, it's a copy of something called Meerkat. So, what they are is on like Twitter or whatever, or just on your Periscope app. It's like Instagram or Vine, except it's just you stream it live. Like you're just literally streaming something live, like video live, and people can like comment on it while it's happening. Then like it while it's happening.
Well, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, so like I guess Meerkat blew up at South by Southwest this year, and which is like some app that just basically did all that. And then Twitter was like, yeah, screw this app. We're coming out with this thing called Periscope. It's the exact same thing. It's going to work better.
Is it a Twitter plugin though, or is it?
It's not. Different? It's a separate app, but it's made by Twitter.
Okay.
It works easily with Twitter. Like if you're like on Twitter on your computer, and like you see somebody's like live Periscope now, you can click on it and it'll just pop up on your computer. But on your phone, you need the app.
Okay, I got you.
But you can just go to the app too and like see who's live streaming something weird. Apparently, Periscope was a big deal during the Pacquiao fight, the Pacquiao Mayweather fight, because tons of people just started Periscoping it.
Oh.
And there's really nothing they can do about it.
Not everyone could take advantage of their drunk friend and get him to buy the fight, pass out before it starts. Probably doesn't even remember he bought the thing. Why is our cable bill twice as high this month?
Oh, what's that Mayweather Pacquiao? Where all this beer come from?
Why are there pictures drawn on our fridge?
Oh, yeah.
On paper, not on the actual fridge.
We're not animals.
We're not great, though.
All right, what's your number 5?
My number 5 is I'm going very mainstream here at the end.
Okay.
I don't love it, but the functionality of it, it's as useful a social networking site as there is, and that's LinkedIn. We already talked about it.
Okay.
I don't want to be active on it. I don't put much thought into it, but I do think it makes sense.
Hey, I don't like it at all, but it's super useful. So what's your number 4 then? Screw LinkedIn. I don't even want to.
My number 4, also super useful. I'd be shocked if you didn't have it in your final couple. But actually, how many do you got left?
4.
Okay, we might have the same final 4, but you might have like a sleeper in there that I don't know about.
Okay.
It's the punchline of probably the best joke I've ever written.
Oh, I know what you're gonna say. I don't really consider it a social network, so it didn't make my list.
Okay, I did Yelp.
Okay, it is a social network, but because I don't use it as one, I don't think of it as one, right? I just like Google things and like I don't really use it. I just like Yelp of places. I use it more as like a research tool, but I guess it's totally a social network.
I do too. I'm not an active user, but that's kind of how I am with Twitter in some ways.
Yeah, but like you've tweeted things before.
Yeah, I've never written a review on Yelp.
Yeah, I've written one because a handyman said he would give me $25 off if I wrote a review.
Hey, there you go. I wrote 5 reviews of something for Google Business because they were going to give me some cool sunglasses at a street festival last year. So then they're like, review 5 businesses. And I did, and then I went home and deleted all those reviews after I got my sunglasses.
Take that, Google Business.
Well, I just didn't want to have like reviews on my Google Gmail profile. I don't understand the scope of it all.
Yeah, it's all connected and weird. Yeah.
So I didn't do it to stick it to the man. I just didn't want them up there.
All right, so then I'm on number 4. Yeah, I mean no, but Yelp though. I mean Yelp is a handy thing. Like I always Yelp restaurants when I'm like trying to figure out a place to go.
Actually, we should be more active if we use it. Right? I mean, like it's the kind of thing that for the good of everyone should be reviewing it.
Yeah, instead of just foodies.
Yeah. The problem with Yelp is you get 2 extremes. You get this was awesome or this was terrible.
And then with a really long explanation.
Yes, always with a really long explanation.
I love when I read them. I'm reading them. It's like, well, you know from all my previous reviews. I'm like, I actually don't know from all your previous reviews what you think about this. I actually don't.
As my Yelp resume highlights.
All right. My number 4 then is a pretty popular one these days. I don't really get it. Maybe this is me. This is where I'm old. In it because basically like 7 other social networks do the exact same thing as Instagram.
But you're on there and you post.
Very, very rarely. I'm on there though. I don't really get it. Like let's take pictures, make them worse and square.
I don't think it makes them worse. It does make them square, which is stupid.
Like what's the?
Yeah, I don't know why they haven't fixed that yet. That I have to get an ad on app for Instagram to do horizontal photos. Seems like that should have been like one of the first things they fixed.
It's got to be square, man. And we're gonna
instead of like doing like a LeBron James special filter, they could just like make the photos look the way photos look.
No, that's crazy talk.
I also like it because
you can't see the comments underneath it.
Oh, that's why.
That's my
Assholes.
guess, right?
I also like it because it makes everything I take look like Annie Leibovitz shot it. Because I'm not good at photos, but Instagram makes me great at photos. If I was a photographer, I'd hate Instagram.
I think really like Instagram is for girls to post pictures of themselves and guys to comment on it.
Well, those are creepy dudes, though.
But yeah, that's what Instagram thrives off of.
Yeah, I just
Like, do you ever like just like go to like see like you go like the thing where it's like it like suggests like people to follow or like hot pictures at the moment?
Yeah, that's
And like
terrible.
it's all just like girls like who work out a lot trying to like get guys to like their pictures or get girls to feel bad about themselves and work out like them and like their pictures and follow them. Like, I don't really get it.
I guess I don't use it that way, and neither do you. So
I mean, I don't really use it. I like when I'm bored, like once a week, I'll look at like 5 pictures.
okay, it is weird though. You go to like the following thing, and you see what people like, and there are like dudes that I'm friends with that just like hot chicks pictures, and I can see that they're doing that.
Yeah, LeBron.
And so can like other people that know them.
Yeah, that was the big thing with LeBron. And remember how LeBron James for the last like 4 years goes on social media hiatus during the playoffs because he's got to focus, right? But then, like right before the Bulls series, he liked a picture of some girl's butt, and it was like #perfect_booty, and like everybody saw that he liked it, but then he like pretended he wasn't using social media, which was amazing.
Can't LeBron just see a perfect booty anytime he wants?
Yes, he can. But he's a married man now. Maybe that's just all. Maybe he's loyal and he just looks at perfect booties on his Instagram. No.
He'll be loyal. The greats before him. He's surely going to be loyal. It actually is unfair of me to characterize LeBron like that because we don't know. So
we know
that Kobe. We know that Kobe and Michael.
Yeah, as much as I don't like LeBron, I have no dirt on him on that account that I can.
No,
claim.
The problem with hating LeBron, I feel like we talk about this every week. The problem with hating LeBron is there's almost nothing that actually makes him a bad person out there.
I can't wait till we start.
He just kind of comes off like the 10 things we hate most about LeBron James. I would like to do that for the finals.
Oh, I was just going to say that we just have a whole separate podcast weekly where we talk about things we hate about LeBron James. I think we could do that. Hey. I bet it would get more listeners than this podcast. I'm not even joking.
It would. Also, there are people who like would love him and be like, #fucking haters. And I'm like, yep.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, totally am.
Just like LeBron.
We feed off the guy.
I come up with a different thing to talk about how much I hate LeBron every week. Guaranteed.
We might just do this as a weekly segment.
What we hate about LeBron James this week.
What we hate about LeBron James.
All
also,
right.
Be a great Twitter account. Things to hate about LeBron. @ThingsLeBron does to suck. Something like that. That's not my best wordsmithing. I'll come up with something better than that.
I am gonna go with I hate LeBron, but hate spelled H8. Which is I hate LeBron.
That is true to the digital folks, if you do H8. Mm-hmm. Also, LeBron fans, kind of people who use H8.
Mm-hmm, for sure. And spelled haters with a Z.
Oh, that's the best. S is just so passe.
Yeah, it's garbage letter.
Am I up or are you?
Oh, I think I have to do number 3 now. Right?
Okay.
Then, my number 3 is one we already talked about, and it's really just because we're using it right now, and that's Google+. Without it, basically, it makes the podcast even more of a pain in the ass, so I have to give it number 3.
Yeah, I don't really know what it is. I don't think you do either. That's a major brand problem for them. Not a problem for us, though.
Yeah, they're Google. They have more money than God. They'll be fine.
So my number 3 is Instagram. So we already went through that.
The gram.
And my number 2, And I had some consternation because on a day-to-day basis, I feel like this is far than my number one. But I think that like the societal impact of number one is going to be stronger. So I put.
I couldn't hear anything you said when you started talking about number two.
My number two, and I went back and forth between my number two and my number one. I think my number one is going to have more of a societal impact over the years. It kind of already has. But so I put it ahead of this one, but it's more on the day-to-day. I think Twitter is the most fun social network. It's like Facebook if all your friends were interesting.
Oh, okay. So we'll just get into all of this because we clearly know what my top two are, right?
Yeah. Okay. All right. So what's
I would Twitter one, Facebook two.
Okay. I put Facebook one, Twitter two.
So you think Facebook? You don't think Twitter has a more of a societal impact than Facebook?
I think that like the fact that I'll have a time capsule of my entire life from 2006 until, or maybe before that, 2005, I think, maybe 2004, until I die is pretty crazy, and that's what Facebook will be. And Twitter won't quite be that.
When you and this is why you're the one that likes attention on yourself, and I don't, because you're right. The societal impact was that there'll be a log of your life.
You're right. I love me. In addition to the dozens of biographies that'll be written about Brendan Murphy, his Facebook page will also exist.
Yeah, man, but somebody said something along these lines a long time ago. I don't want to take credit for it, and I'm gonna butcher the quote. But Facebook is full of people you know that you wish you didn't, and Twitter is full of people you didn't know but wish you did.
Absolutely. I said it's more fun.
And all of our Facebook followers, I love you guys. You are none of the people I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, I mean, and we need Facebook more than we need Twitter.
Well, we actually need Twitter more than we need Facebook.
You and I for this podcast?
Yeah.
You think?
Yeah, man.
Okay, well, we need to do a better job at Twitter then.
Yeah, for sure. No. But yeah, so like Facebook, do you remember old Facebook?
I was a late adapter. I guess off, and then I was like Facebook feed.
Yeah, I never used Facebook in college. Well, slightly too old for that. But even when I first got it, it was just like Fun Times USA. There was weird poking going on, which I didn't get.
Yeah, I was not at all active when my first ever Facebook picture was a picture from my employee ID at the Chicago Cubs. There, but it's not.
I just got on Facebook for the pictures. The tag.
Yeah, and you're about to have an extensive. I mean, with your kid, it's going to be interesting, huh? The whole Facebook experience.
Yeah, I don't know how I'm going to handle that. I don't know how if I'm gonna be one of those people that posts pictures of their kids on Facebook. I feel like that's kind of unfair to your kids.
Yeah, I mean, I can see it both ways. It's for like grandparents want to see the kids, and you know what? Some people just start like a Flickr account for the people they want to see their kids.
I might do something like that once I can figure that out. But I don't know how easy that is. I just couldn't I just make like a private something else, like a private Instagram? No, but then all my pictures would be fucking square.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you'd have to deal with that, which is tough.
No, it's probably Flickr. There's probably a way to do it with Flickr. That's probably the best way to do it, right? And then just share that link with whatever, or like Apple Photos.
Or like super opposed to having their kids on Facebook. I don't think
I'm
I
not
fall in that
super opposed. Like there'll be some pictures, right? But I'm not gonna like documenting like. Think of like all the embarrassing pictures and stuff of you from when you were a kid. Would you be like thrilled when you were like 13 if all those were on the internet?
No, probably not.
Right? Nobody thinks about that, I feel like.
No, it's going to be a weird generation. I mean, the generations already are getting progressively worse. So I guess we'll see how this.
There's definitions of worse in general, but there's some things are getting better. The Greatest Generation was super racist.
Oh, I don't even know if that's the Greatest Generation, but I do think that we suck.
I mean, you can find probably big faults with every generation. Like, give me a generation quick. We should just do generations as one of these.
I mean, the baby boomers, there's a lot of reasons not to like them, though.
Yeah. They fucked up everything.
I really could only go back, like, to our generation, the baby boomers, and then our grandparents' generation. I can't say anything about the people who fought in World War I. I don't have any context of their life.
Yeah, they had, like, the Great Depression. That sucked.
Yeah. So they weren't that smart.
Not good at banks or something.
Not good at banks, yeah.
Then there's, like, George Washington and those guys, but, like, they all had slaves. So that sucks.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, there's the pros, like, started this country. The cons, like, I mean,
Own
you think
people.
you think the Greatest Generation was super.
Yeah. Oh, so back onto Twitter and Facebook here after our generation debate here. Yeah, Twitter's just more fun. I have fun when I'm on Twitter.
It both ways. The thing I kind of like about Facebook in this context is, like, all of this stuff somehow runs through Facebook still. It still is that important. That can be hooked up to your Twitter. Although if you hook up your Twitter to Facebook, you don't understand how a Facebook status works. Right?
I mean, I don't really know what a Facebook status is anymore. It's just whatever you want it to be. A Facebook status is everything now.
It can be a novel, which is not a good thing.
Yeah, Facebook status is everything now. Like, I don't know, super long or super short or video. It's whatever you want it to be. You're just posting literally any fucking garbage in the world to it.
Yep.
That's what Facebook's like social network Walmart. Everything's there, and it all sucks. That's what it is.
A lot of pictures of me, so not everything sucks.
So you guys should like our Facebook page. First of the worst.
And tell your friends to like it. We had a couple people share the podcast this week on Facebook.
Yeah, and if you... Did we? That's crazy.
Yeah.
And if you like it, you should share it. It's just add it to the piles of crap that everybody's sharing on their feeds and share it on Facebook.
Share one less BuzzFeed and one more First to the Worst podcast.
Yeah, BuzzFeed's garbage, people. Garbage.
Yep. It's terrible. If we were just ranking like 10 worst websites, that's toward the top of the list, right?
Yeah. It probably actually is.
I mean, I'm taking away like the official site of the Ku Klux Klan and things that are just like terrible.
NAMBLA website.
Yes, I mean that was actually one that I was thinking of too. So those things like would not be eligible for the list. Like if there's a criminal or racist element, maybe they wouldn't be part of that list.
Yeah, popular websites we would say. You should. We also have a Twitter. It's at First of the Worst. It's rarely used, but maybe we'll start using it more. You should follow Brendan on Twitter at @shy_Murph and me at @Arendas. You should if you have iTunes. I don't know how you're listening to this if you don't have iTunes, but if you do have iTunes, you should subscribe to it. And if you have Stitcher on your Android, you should do that too. It's a lot better than just like clicking through on Facebook. Or
also, that screws up our metrics. The downloads are way better for us.
Are they? Sure.
When we're selling to advertisers.
I don't know. Actually, some little inside baseball here. Apple doesn't release how many downloads you get.
So, what's that data we see on Libsyn about downloads?
It's from Libsyn. Libsyn it's the final number of everything that's ever been downloaded. Apple
okay.
You do not know how many actual downloads you got from Apple. But if you did download from Apple and you like us, you should rate our thing. That'd be really cool of you. Rate our podcast.
Yes, it would.
Maybe post a review and all that good stuff. More than anything, tell your friends. Share it. Maybe you could even share it like just in person and tell somebody about it. The best social network.
Don't do that. Have you ever had it where you like tell someone on our podcast that you like take their phone and download it for them?
No.
I've done that. Like last Friday, I did it for Mike.
Yeah, I was there, but he already knew. We didn't tell him about it. Somebody else did.
He's not on Facebook.
He's not on Facebook, and we have to get to those people.
Yeah, we do. By talk, word of mouth is best, guys.
Because he's not on Facebook or Twitter, I don't think.
No.
How do you get to those guys? He's gonna have to buy a Super Bowl ad.
He's not really part of the world.
Yeah, we're just gonna have to get a Super Bowl ad. Realistically, let's say we scrape together $3 million for Super Bowl ad. How much downloads do you think we would get?
Like a couple million.
I think we would, right? First one. How many subscribers would we get, though? I think
a couple 100,000. This would become one of the bigger podcasts on the internet.
Just based off a Super Bowl ad. So, how much can we get like a 5-second Super Bowl ad? Did they sell those?
I feel a Kickstarter in the making.
Kickstarter, get us a Super Bowl ad for our podcast. It's just dumb enough to work.
It totally is.
All right, with that, I think that's what we've wrapped it up here. So tell everybody about our podcast, and thanks for listening, actually, everybody. I don't think we say that enough. But thank you for listening, and I'll talk to you later.
We'll catch you next week, guys.
All right, later. Bye.